What's going on YouTube? Majesty Lewis with you, and on today's video I'm bringing Mega Emboar. One of my viewers asked me when would it be like the perfect time to set up Trick Room, and with Mega Emboar I figured I set up like a Trick Room team and I showcase it with you guys. Now Thunder Punch could be changed for something else since we have Belly Bolt in the team. You don't necessarily need it, so I would say you can switch it for something else. But yeah, guys, this is the team. If you guys want to check it out, try it out, and let me know on the comment section what you guys think of it. But let's jump in our first match of the day. And looking at this one is actually like a perfect time to actually answer the question the my viewer had on one of my previous video. And when I typically see Charizard and Venusaur, those two, especially Venusaur, take advantage of the sun that Charizard set up. So I was like, this is a perfect time to, show when is the right time to set up Trick Room and kind of like switch out just because we see Whimsicott in there and we don't want to be encore into it. So yeah, guys, let's jump into it and let's see what the opposite trainer is cooking over there with their team. Now I'll lead with Oranguru and Emboar just so I can get away with, setting up in the first turn. As they lead with Charizard and Whimsicott, I'm like, well, they're probably gonna go for Tailwind, and Charizard's probably gonna either protect or gonna go for the Heat Wave. If it's Charizard Y, typically if it's Charizard X, they go for Dragon Dance, try to boost their speed and attack. But I'm like, I can target Whimsicott, but then again, my biggest threat right here is Charizard. Not that it's gonna do too much damage to my Emboar, but I would like to get it out of the field as soon as possible. Now I'm like, well, this is why we have Thunder Punch on Emboar. Like I said, you can switch it for something else. I would say maybe like some rock move to have cover. And Whimsicott is over there setting Tailwind, and I'm like, yep, this is perfect. So as they're setting Tailwind, they're trying to get rid of my Oranguru, and I'm like, since you set up Tailwind, I can try to knock Charizard, which it lived with not too much health, and we set up Trick Room. Now that we're inside a Trick Room, Emboar and my team, since there's more of a hard Trick Room, I don't have like no speedy Pokemon in here, and I'm like, for sure Whimsicott is gonna try to encore my Oranguru so it will stay doing the Trick Room, and I don't want it to reverse it. So I'm like, well, let me send Senesha. Unfortunately, if Charizard goes for the Heat Wave again, it's gonna go down as they actually went for Heat Wave. Unfortunately, Senesha took one for the team. I'm sorry, Senesha, but at least you heal my Emboar. We got a little bit of health, and we're over here bulky, and I don't want to set up either, as we saw that Whimsicott has Encore. I'm like, I don't want to be Encore into bulk up, so that's why I didn't do it on the first turn. I'm like, I can get rid of Whimsicott and Thunder Punch Charizard, get it out of the field and see what are the next two Pokemon, as we are down one and we knocked two of their team. And I'm like, Emboar and Oranguru right here can, start cooking. Now they send Venusaur and Kingambit. Venusaur being under the sun and having Tailwind is one speedy frog, while on the other hand, Kingambit is slow. I thought that it was actually heavier than Kingambit, as Kingambit went for Sucker Punch. We had the berry to, at least hold one attack. I went for Psychic onto the Venusaur, hoping that I'll do decent damage, as we did half of it. He crashed Connect, but I didn't do as much as I thought I would. Venusaur is over there doing Earth Power. I took quite a bit of damage, and I'm like, this is not looking good, as Tailwind on their side Spire. But Venusaur still the fastest Pokemon in the field. I'm like, I don't have no Protect on Emboar, which I don't need it. But if Kingambit attacked me with Sucker Punch, as they went for it, but I'm like, nope, I went for the Instruct. And I'm like, now I can kind of like do two different attacks, as I'm going for Heat Crash. I'm knocking down the Kingambit, and then whatever move I select in the that was the move that I select in the previous turn. And now for this one, I click Drain Punch, hoping that I can, get some health in return. We live it with 6, as Venusaur went for Earth Power again. The sunlight faded, the dimension went back to normal, but they decided to forfeit. They could have stayed and possibly get away with the win, but hey, we took the dub. Now, on this one, it's a very good one as well that I wanted to, showcase as well. And it's when the opposite team can, predict what you want to go for and stop you in your trap. So let's check this one, guys, and you will see what I'm talking about. Now on here, I was actually like in a 2-win streak, but this was I was trying a different team, and in the previous game since we won, it got me to a 2-win streak. Now in here, I over predicted. I thought that Halo Flame was gonna go for Tailwind, trying to get the speed, and I'm like, well, I can set up with Emboar and get away with Bulk Up in this turn. Trick Room is gonna be set up, have Oranguru instruct Emboar so it can go for another Bulk Up and then attack. But let's see what they go for. As I'm over here trying to go for Trick Room, they're really thinking what is their best move on their first turn. As Charizard is over there going for their Mega. Like, that's fine, but they're not the Charizard Y. This one is actually Charizard X. I'm like, well, I am blue as well. Mega Emboar blue, shiny, looks so cool. I like it. Let me know if you guys think the same. And they got Taunt. And unfortunately, I don't have what is it? The white herb? Oh no, mental health. Mental health. Can't pronounce that. But with that, I would have been able to choke off the Taunt, and I would have been able to set up Trick Room. But unfortunately, we have the Cobo Berry, and I'm like, well, they stopped me on what I wanted to do. I can try to get rid of Talonflame, switch Oranguru so I can get rid of the Taunt. But I'm like, I can at least get an attack off with Oranguru, As I'm over here going for Thunder Punch, Tailor Flame goes down. I was like, yes. I got that threat out of the way. And I'm like, well, if I would have attack in the first turn, I might have been able to get it out before it would have attacked me. And now they send Sylvia. I'm like, I can bring Sinisha in, get a little bit of health back into Emboar. Knowing the damage that Charizard did into Emboar, I'm like, for sure I can live another attack and possibly get away with a Drain Punch and heal some more. And Sinisha is here on the field. Hospitality is going off. We got some heal back. They're targeting with Dragon Claw and Hyper Voice. I thought I was gonna be faster than Sylveon, but unfortunately Sylveon is faster. Typically, Sylveon is slow. They have it for Trick Room. So unfortunately, this one was either a speed tie or they had a couple of points into speed. And now I'm like, well, I gotta make the best of it. Knowing that Sylveon was faster, I'm like, I can make it slower the field. And I'm like, in this turn, if I would have Sucker Punch Charizard, I would have done some damage and quite possibly would have went down, knowing the recoil damage it took in that turn right there. But Sylveon went for Hyper Voice and knocked me, and there's nothing I can do at that point. As you saw, guys, this team is good, but when the opposite team, when the opposite player know exactly what you're going for, and they predict and they had the right turn, unfortunately there's nothing you can do, especially if you're like a hard Trick Room. And yeah, guys, and we learn. Now this is our bonus match of the day, guys. If you have been here, I want to say thank you. I appreciate, and brace yourself with this match. It is a juicy one. If you have been here, again, thank you. And let's check this match. Now, when I see Vivillon, typically that Pokemon likes to put your Pokemon to sleep. So I actually have a team with Vivillon. It's in the channel if you guys want to check it out. Feel free. And it's a really good Pokemon. But I'm over here thinking that Vivillon and actually I thought Vivillon was gonna sleep powder my Emboar, but no, Vivillon went for sleep powder into Rangaroo, and my Lockdeck went for Hypnosis. I was like, if Hypnosis would have landed on my Emboar, this would have been over right there. Now Vivillon had a Focus Sash, and I'm like, oh, that is not good. It lived with one. We could have knocked it right there, but having the Focus Sash, I was like, that is not good. And I'm like, I don't want to be put to sleep. And I thought Vivillon was gonna, sleep powder into Sinisha, but no, they went for Protect, and my Lockdeck went for Hypnosis. And I'm like, this turn it landed. I was like, how lucky are you, buddy? And I'm like, well, all my Pokemon are sleeping now. It's like they're taking a nap. Like they're taking a break now. And I'm like, they're setting Tailwind. My win condition right here is for Oranguru to wake up and me setting Trick Room. And we get the wake up. We're like, well, now that Tailwind is set up, now we're faster on the Trick Room, meaning slower. But Sinisha is over there taking a nap. And my Lockdeck went for Coil, so now the Hypnosis is more accurate. And I'm like, they're gonna keep spamming hypnosis and sleep powder. So I'm like, well, I have something for you, Malote. As Vivilan protect over there. I'm like, I don't want to target you right now. You can protect over there all you want. But if my lock deck doesn't switch in the next turn, it's gonna go down. As they put me back to sleep, I was like, well, I guess I go back to sleep. Now I have both of my Pokemon again sleeping, and I'm like, for sure they're not gonna um, do hypnosis again. So we can bring Belly Goat back, meaning Belly Boat. I'm like, I can switch it freely in here. As Sinisha wake up, we get rid of the Vivillon. I was like, yeah, no more sleep powder for you. As we did a decent chip to my Lotte, we left it in 74%. I was like, yep, that is good. As they're over there doing coil, I'm like, next turn, you're gonna go to sleep. As they went for sleep now. And we are like, well, you put my Pokemon to sleep. Now it's your turn to take a nap. And they send a little pony. Over here, I'm like, I was thinking that little pony was gonna go for the Mega, but they didn't. And I'm like, well, I can go soak into little pony, make it water type, and if I connect with, oh, they actually went for the Mega. They're turning it into a Mega. Now it's Mega Lopunny. And I'm like, if I hit the soap and the Matcha Gacha would have been like a perfect turn, but they fake out my Sinisha. But now the Lopunny is a water type. My Lotte is still over there sleeping. I was like, yep, stay sleeping over there. That's what you get for putting my Pokemon to sleep. But it's healing with the leftover. Now their Tailwind expired. And I'm like, if I connect with the Parabolic Charge and Matcha Gacha after, I can heal. Well, Belly Bowl is already max health, so there's nothing I can heal there. But Sinisha can heal back whatever damage Belly Bolt does. And we did good damage right there. And I'm like, for sure, Sinisha with the Matcha Gacha can knock my Lotte. And we left it at 5%. That my Lotte is bulky. It's one bulky my Lotte. And I'm like, well, at least we knocked Lopunny. My Lotte is really low in health. It hasn't wake up yet. And I'm like, yes, stay sleeping. That's what we need. And I'm like, let's see what is their last Pokemon, like what they have in the bag. And it's this Basculegion Pokemon that I've been seeing everywhere. And now I'm like, for sure, we had the Wincon right here. As I can just go for Trick Room and Parabolic Charge. And I'm like, for sure, it's gonna be a one-hit knockout. But no, it was a one-hit knockout into my Sinisha. With last respect, I was like, no. My Lotte wake up, and I was like, no. I was hoping that, I would have stayed sleeping. But they put me to sleep. I was like, no, not good, not good. But I'm like, well, let's make the best of it. I still got a Ranguru in the back. Fortunately, still sleeping. I did took one turn of sleep. So I'm like, if they target Belly Bolt, it's gonna be kind of like the end of the game, as my win condition right here is actually Belly Bolt. Yes, we have Emboar in the bag, which it can win with Thunder Punch, but that last respect is doing a decent amount of damage. And if Oranguru doesn't wake up in time, they're gonna get away with the win, as we over here sleeping. Like, well, my Logic, it was a 5% health. Now it's almost half. It's a 48%. I'm like, yeah, don't. This is not good. My one condition is protect him with Belly Bolt, hoping that he wake up, and Oranguru waking up as well, setting Trick Root. As I'm like, they're gonna keep targeting my Belly Bolt, and I protect, and I'm like, yes. Last respect was going for Belly Bolt. Luckily, we protect. We are already sleeping, so they can't, put me back to sleep. And I'm like, well, Oranguru didn't wake up in this turn. Belly Bolt did. And I'm like, I can try and get another protect. Hopefully we do connect with it. And I'm like, if Oranguru actually does wake up, now if they connect with Last Respect into Oranguru, we had the Copa Berry that is gonna help us, take that hit, like take less damage. And we did connect with the protect. And I'm like, yes, Belly Bolt, that's why you're the GOAT. Now Oranguru wake up, and I'm like, yes, now we're cooking. Trick Room is set up. Now we are actually in a nice position. And I'm like, I can go for a parabolic charge, heal, but I'm over here checking, making sure that I'm actually slower than Oranguru. And I'm like, I can parabolic charge once, instruct again, as it's not gonna do too much damage into my Oranguru, and hoping that this is enough. We connect with the first one. We brought it down to 17% and 31%. And I'm like, yep, now I'm back to full health. Well, almost full health. And I'm like, I like that. Can you do that again? And Belly Bolt is like, yep, let's get rid of this two annoying Pokemon. As Oranguru keeps taking it like a champ, nothing is happening to it. Just a little bit of damage, and we got the knockout. We got rid of those two Pokemon, especially my Logic was still there from the beginning. And we got out with the win. But yeah, guys, this is the last match of the day. Thank you for watching. I appreciate for sticking around with me. Subscribe for more. Bye.